So we're down here in a nondescript commercial warehouse section of Chula Vista. And here's the story. Well, there's several stories, but apparently someone who lives in this, and look at that. He's got a, I don't know what that is. This looks like an oxygen tank or a water tank, whatever it is. Anyway, he lives in this. So he pulls in here, apparently to stay, you know, when no one's here at night. And then he starts stealing gasoline from this one, or so we hear. So, oh, look, there's the gas cap wide open. So apparently, he and his dog are in that truck, whatever it is, you know, while the gas is being siphoned. So he starts to siphon, and he gets in the truck. And then all of a sudden, we don't know how or why, but it explodes. And it starts a fire. Unfortunately, he and the dog were inside at the time, so the fire ensues. The dog gets away, he gets pretty burned, and they take him to the hospital. And that's all I know. Now that's according to the police. On the other hand, someone said that this was also the same guy who had a meth lab, and that would account for something over there. Whatever that is, it looks like Big Fat and Little Boy, or whatever those two bombs were, two containers. So the guy was maybe making something, because look at that. He's got an engine in the middle that isn't in the front. I see. So he's carrying an engine or whatever. And he's got this, and he's making something with an engine in the truck, and it blows up, and he doesn't die. That's pretty good. Well, that's the story, I think. It's now you got like 2 air conditioners here and an ice cream maker. I don't know. That blew out. Look at that. There's the whole wall blew out, see? Oof. Bike just disintegrated. Maybe that was a frame. Anyway. Well, there you have it. That's the complete report. And some of it's made up and some of it isn't. And you take your pick, because we could do anything you want. This can also be the liar's news, where the whole thing was made up and none of this really happened, and we just brought all of this debris on, put it down on the site to make it look like a fire, you know. Well, anyway, we'll ask around. Hey, do you know what happened here?
You know as much as you do.
You do you? Well, anyway, the medical transport van was they were trying to rob it of its gasoline, and it blew up on them, blew up in their face, so to speak. Oof, look inside of that. Huh? Man. Done burn, look at that, burn the wheelchair, done burn the whole thing up. Ooh. Anyway, this is an up-close report, isn't it? There's a hand. I'm just kidding. It's the liar's news. What do you expect? Well, this is evidence. That's my report, and I'm sticking to it. So this is an interesting concept. You take some stock footage like this and literally, just like I did, make up the story. Actually, I told that secondhand. That came from reports of the owner and a couple other people around here who basically tell me that story. A lot of it was supposition about the meth lab, but it could be they were looking at, you know, what it looked like. Anyway, so you take this stock footage and you just make up lies about it. You could say like there was a shootout, and it's like, wouldn't that be interesting? I bet you a lot of people would just believe exactly what you told them. So they take the same footage and tell a bunch of different stories and just sell it to news stations and see who would buy it and believe it. And then have some victims come out, some actors, dressed up with like beat up, look like they been in a fire or something, you know what I mean? And just make it up and see if it would work. Like it's the Bobby Dylan song, The Cloak and Gambler. He was very bored trying to create a next world war. He found a promoter who nearly fell off the floor. He said, well, I've never seen anything like this before, but yes, I think it could be very easily done. Just put some bleachers out on the sun and hang it out on Highway 61. Yeah. We could call it Highway 61 travesty. Mockery of a travesty of a sham. Boom, boom.